Namaste. Welcome to your Friday yoga practice. I was looking on my lunar calendar and today is the new moon, and my little calendar app recommended that today you consider your inner child and how you can mother and tend to your inner child. So as we move through our practice, maybe we can play with that idea by inviting in playfulness, complete love and acceptance, all of the ways that you would parent and nurture yourself. Sit tall. Maybe you close your eyes here, taking a breath or two. If it feels true to you, you could imagine yourself as a child, seeing little you there, sending little you some love. If you'd like, bring your hands together in front of your heart space. Big inhale for a long, vibrating Om. Release your hands down to your legs. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, take a twist to your left and lower your hands down. About 3 breaths here. Every inhale, we lift up through the crown of our head. Every exhale, we soften, sinking our hips and our spine to the earth. Inhale, come back through center, reach out and up. Switch the cross of your legs. Exhale, twist to the other side. Lower your hands down. Breathe while you lift up and soften down. Inhale, back through center, reach up. Exhale, sprinkle your hands down like your fingers are wiggling, bringing waves down. Make your way all the way onto your back. We'll just do some back work quickly. As you recline on your spine, send your legs to the sky, pointing and flexing your ankles, drawing some circles. My big sister and I spent so much of our childhood pretending we were walking on the ceiling and like having to hop through the doorways because of the door frame. So maybe you invite some playfulness in, imagining that. Watch out for the fans. Bend your knees towards your armpits. Reach your hands around behind your knees. If you'd like, if Happy Baby is already available to you this early in the morning, you can do that. Or you can just hook your hands behind your thighs and rock side to side. Play. Send both legs long again. Plant both feet on the earth, then hug your right knee in towards your chest. Then send your right leg back to the sky, hands interlaced behind your thigh. You can keep the left foot on the mat or send your left leg long. Breathe here. Remember, we don't ever need to force our legs straight. Work with where you're at. Release your left hand out to the side. Right hand stays on the right thigh. Guide the right leg out wide, just as wide as it wants to go for 3, 2, 1. Guide your right leg back to neutral. Support it with the left hand. Right arm opens out wide. Lengthen your leg as long as it wants to go, and then guide it just a couple of inches to the left, keeping your right hip anchored on the ground. Maybe even drop your right hip away from your head. Stay like this or take a full twist. Right leg coming all the way over to the left. Wherever you go. 3, 2, 1. Back to neutral. Hug both legs in. Keep your left leg in, plant your right foot. Lift your left leg to the sky. Breathing like this, maybe you send the right leg long. Notice all the little subtle experiences that your hips and your legs, your shoulders are experiencing. Left hand supports the outside of the left thigh. Right arm opens out wide. Drop the left leg out wide to the left. Support it with your hand and arm. So this is great if you ever do a class, like an outdoor class, and you don't have props. Just a friendly reminder that we can support ourselves. Guide your left leg back to center. Right hand comes to the left leg. Left arm opens out wide. Guide the left leg just a few inches over to the right. Drop the left hip away from your head. Ooh, hopefully there you can really feel it. The muscles around the IT band. And if you'd like, then for a couple of breaths, we drop the left leg all the way over to the right, spinal twist. Back to neutral. Hug your legs in. Now you can make your way to tabletop any way that works for you. Maybe in the spirit of playfulness, you tuck your chin to your chest and begin to roll forwards and backwards on your spine. Chin to chest helps this be a little easier on the neck. Eventually, maybe you make your way all the way over, finding your tabletop. Blocks are always invited to the party. Block party. So blocks under hands or not. Hands are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. Inhale, drop your belly. Feel your shoulder blades slide together, hugging your spine. Chest pulls forward, throat opens, chin to the sky. Exhale, push the ground away, rounding your spine. Navel lifts up towards the sky. Let your head hang heavy and relaxed. Now move at your own pace, inhaling and exhaling. As you do this, notice your foundation. The tops of your feet or your toes are meeting the mat. Your knees are connected to the earth. Your hands are connected completely, but especially your fingertips. The root of your index finger and thumb go as easy as you can on your wrists. As you breathe and move, you can look and see that your elbows are pretty well pointing back towards your thighs. The eyes of the elbows point more forward, probably about with the thumb and index finger. Come to neutral, shift the weight into your right hand, left hand. If you'd like, bring it to your right side body. As you inhale, twist your body to the left with your hand. It's like you're wiping something off of your ribs and throwing it to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, set your left hand down. Right hand comes to the left side body. As you inhale, twist like you're wiping something from the left ribs all the way up to the sky. And release your right hand down. Tuck your toes. Inhale, exhale, send your hips high. Adho Mukha Svanasana. You are welcome to walk your hands and feet as wide as the edges of the mat if that feels good. Maybe you bend your knees, sending your hips higher. Maybe you bend one leg really generously, swaying your hips side to side. Inhale your right heel to the sky, three-legged dog. Look forward, core engaged. Exhale, step or swing that right foot to the top of the mat. Lower your left knee, draw your heart forward. Maybe you lift your torso, breathe here. Imagine squeezing the legs together like scissors meeting in the middle. Your left toes can be tucked or untucked. Another big inhale here. Exhale your hands down to the earth. Left hand plants. I'm going to bring block into mine. Right hand to your right thigh. Look over your right shoulder, starting your twist. Shift the right hip back in space, or you can think of, again, squeezing the legs together. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you reach your right fingertips to the sky. Maybe you lift your left knee off of the mat. Maybe you cartwheel your arms up, coming into a revolved high lunge. Breathe wherever you go. Remember that you are playing. There is no strict right or wrong. We're just exploring and creating space in our bodies. Maybe you lift your left hand to the sky, dropping your right hand to the back of your left leg. Wherever you've gone, inhale, come back to neutral, dropping the left knee if you lifted it. Exhale your hands to the earth. Step yourself back into plank pose. Thinking of mountain pose with our body, pushing the ground away with our arms. Press back through your feet, core engaged, tailbone anchored towards your heels, crown lifting. One more inhale like this. Exhale, lower your knees, bend your elbows, and slowly lower your torso all the way down. Feel your arms graze your ribs, and then touch down. Toes point back, hands are light on the mat. Inhale, lift your heart. Baby cobra, or perhaps you press your hands into the earth, really drawing your heart forward and up, Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Wherever you go, drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, roll your head forward. Left ear to left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, roll your head down. Lower all the way down. Make a little pillow for your head. Rock your hips side to side. Bring your hands back behind you, along your sides, Lift your toes. Lift your forehead. Lift your hands. Maybe you look forward a foot or so as you breathe and explore Locust Shalabhasana. Notice if you can feel your pubic bone pressing into the mat. See if you can lengthen your low back. Lift your front body. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Shimmy the hips a little side to side. Hands under shoulders, tuck your toes, engage your legs so your knees might not physically lift off of the mat, but your legs are engaged as if your knees are lifting off of the mat. Draw your shoulder blades together and down, big inhale. Exhale, push the ground away, plank. Little bend in your knees, hips high, downward facing dog, 3 breaths. Left heel to the sky, 3-legged dog, big stretch. Look forward. On an exhale, step or swing that left foot to the top of the mat, whatever it takes to get there. Drop your right knee. Draw your heart forward as you inhale, maybe rising up. Again, right toes can be tucked or untucked. Legs are squeezing together. Tailbone long, crown lifted. Notice where your mind goes. Breathe deeply, and as you exhale, bring your hands back to the earth. Right hand anchors down. I'm bringing a block under mine. Left hand to left thigh. Look over your left shoulder. You might stay here. Maybe you reach your left fingertips to the sky. Maybe you lift your right knee off of the mat and press the foot back. Squeeze your legs together. Notice how that probably lifts your hips a little bit, keeping our hips with lots of integrity because they don't lie. Is that good? Okay. Keep inhaling and exhaling. Maybe you cartwheel yourself up to a revolved high lunge. And if looking back towards your left hand is too much on the neck, don't do it. Keep breathing. Perhaps you reach your right hand to the sky, left hand to the back leg. Big, big stretch. Wherever you have gone, inhale back to neutral. Right knee to the earth, hands to the earth. Next inhale, look forward, preparing to step forward. Exhale, giant step into forward fold. Let's all take a really wide stance here. Drape your belly between your thighs. Clasp opposite elbows. Sway side to side, shaking and nodding your head. Explore gently shrugging your shoulders away from your ears and then letting them drop back. Release your hands to the earth, heel toe your feet in, hips distance apart, outer hips distance. Inhale, rise all the way up with a long spine, reach out and up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Stand in Tadasana mountain pose and shift your weight forward a little bit and then back a little bit on your feet. So just noticing how your feet meet the earth and how your body carries the weight in your feet. Shifting forwards and backwards, maybe shifting side to side, maybe zigzagging forwards and backwards. And then find stillness right in the middle. Hands are pressing together. Imagine you're tearing the yoga mat in half. Notice how that helps the bones feel hugged by the muscles. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Hands touch down. Let's set a block up. So our blocks are at the top of the mat waiting for us. Step your left foot back in space, setting up for warrior two. Cartwheel your arms up, Virabhadrasana 2. Heel to arch alignment. We can see our front big toe. We can feel the pinky side edge of our back foot anchoring into the earth, gazing over your front fingertips. Breathe here in honor of being halfway through the lunar cycle. You're welcome to explore Ardha Chandrasana half moon with me. You can stay in warrior two or start to play. Bringing your left hand to your left hip, right hand comes down to the block or the ground in front of and to the right of your right foot. Step your left foot up just enough to let you stand into your right leg. Adjust your hand or block on the earth as need be. Try to stack your left hip over your right hip, so opening up. Notice all of the efforts the right foot and leg are doing to support you. Thank you for your support. Try to stack your left shoulder over your right shoulder by opening your heart out to the left, maybe even imagining opening it to the sky. Maybe your left fingertips start to float up to the sky. That left leg is just as engaged as the right leg. If you're here and it feels okay, maybe you bend your left knee. Maybe the left hand finds the left ankle. We kick the left foot into the left hand, opening up. Wherever you've gone, we'll slowly start to return to warrior two, bending your right knee, planting your left foot. Woohoo! Inhale, exhale. Pivot into Anjaneyasana, facing the front of your mat. High crescent lunge. Inhale for length. Exhale your hands down to the earth. Step yourself back to plank. Inhale here. Exhale here. One more inhale. Exhale, drop your knees, send them out as wide as the mat. Send your hips back. Blessed child pose. Breathe deeply. Now you have the option to just melt and take a rest, or to have it be more active and engaged. We are in that season of life right now, summertime. So you can walk your fingertips forward, keeping your fingertips connected, but the rest of the arms lifted off of the mat. Imagining you're stretching your spine in two different directions, front and back. So whether you're totally relaxed or engaged here, 3 more breaths. As you're ready, rise up, tabletop, just a couple rounds of cow and cat, dropping the belly and lifting the belly. Tuck your toes, and the next time you exhale, find downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Belly scoops in as we melt our heart back towards our thighs. Let the head and neck hang heavy. We are pushing the ground away. Since our arms are up overhead, we can think of drawing the shoulders just slightly up towards our ears and then out wide. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, step or swing your left foot to the top of the mat. Exploring on the other side, so perhaps you set the block up to be waiting there for you. On an inhale, rise up, cartwheel your arms, Virabhadrasana 2. Heel to arch alignment. Fingertips reach away from each other. Our chest is open, our spine is long, our gaze is focused. Notice if mentally you're already in the future, thinking about this half moon you may or may not play with. Stay here for one more breath. And then we'll start to transition. So if you'd like to play, right hand to right hip, left hand reaching for the block in front of and outside of your left foot, stepping the right foot up until you're able to stand into your left leg. Be kind to yourself, whatever's going on with this. Try to open your torso to the right side. You could also, just like we did in tabletop, you could bring your right hand to your right side body and help it twist or revolve. Opening up, maybe your right fingertips float to the sky. Looking anywhere that helps you feel steady. Maybe that's looking down in front of your left foot. Maybe off to the side. Maybe today you can look up to your right hand. Keep breathing wherever you are. Both legs are actively engaged. Press back through your right foot. Maybe you bend your right knee and maybe the right hand finds the right ankle. If they meet, you can kick the right foot into the right hand. Wherever you went, one more breath or two to explore. And then we will consciously, slowly bend the left knee and float the right foot back down to earth. A breath or two, feeling strong and powerful. Inhaling, pivoting into high lunge, Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Reach. One more big inhalation here, and when you exhale, bring your hands to the earth. We'll step ourselves back into downward facing dog. Bend the knees really generously, melting your heart towards your thighs. Let's all drop our knees right over, or hips right over knees. Walk your hands forward, Anahatasana, puppy pose, heart melting pose. Walk your hands back under your shoulders, come to your hips, swing your legs around, roll onto your spine. Hug your legs in towards your chest, and maybe you rock side to side. Open your arms out wide. Let your feet come to the earth. Cross your right leg over your left. Pick up and scoot your hips to the right just a little. Draw your legs in about halfway. Inhale here, and exhale, let your legs fall off to the left side. Try to keep your right shoulder on the earth, but don't sweat it, don't force it. If it's popping up, that's okay. Maybe you put blocks or blanket under your legs so you don't have to twist so deeply. Looking up to the sky or over your right arm. or anywhere that feels good. Notice your left hip on the ground. You could think of this as a deep tissue massage, compressing the left hip muscles. Breathing, we unwind. Plant your feet, neutralize your hips. Cross your left leg over your right leg. Scoot your hips just a little to the left. Inhale, draw your legs in about halfway. Exhale, drop your legs off to the right side. Reclined spinal twist, letting the shoulders soften into the ground. Gazing up or off to the left or anywhere you like. See if you can soften and relax tension in your hips, your thighs, in your belly. Breathe deeply and unwind. Plant your feet on the ground. Bring your feet out as wide as the edges of the mat. Let your knees fall together. One hand to your low belly, one hand to your heart. Viloma pranayama, so an interrupted breath. This is that 3-part breath where we inhale through our nostrils and let the breath come all the way down to the lowest part, expanding the belly, and pause. And then sipping in more breath, expanding through the mid lungs. And then sipping in the rest of the breath, filling up the collarbones, lift and expand. And then exhale to pour the breath back out. Inhaling and pausing, filling up more and pausing and filling up more, then pouring the breath out from the top to the middle to the bottom. One more cycle of Viloma Pranayama at your own pace. Send your legs long, arms open out wide, palms to the sky. Shavasana. Breathe in this posture of complete surrender. Stay with your breath. The child is in me still, and sometimes not so still. Fred Rogers, The World According to Mr. Rogers, Important Things to Remember. The child is in me still, and sometimes not so still. Deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes like little earthworms. Take a full body stretch. Whenever you're ready, return to your easy seated posture. One more fun quote from another great person who kept their inner child alive. Jim Henson said, "The most sophisticated people I know, inside, they're all children." Hands together in front of your heart space. See little you again. Thank you for coming to play, little me. I promise to love and nurture you. If you'd like, we'll close with one long Om, big inhalation. Thank you for sharing your yoga practice. I look forward to seeing you next week.